What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an AVCT, statistical and technicals thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCab. Okay, you guys, without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Actually, I do have to let you know that I actually just filmed a whole video and the preamp was actually not on. So, man, I'm about to repeat the whole thing once more, you guys. So, geez. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's do this all over again, right? Okay, so I have noticed, you guys, that we are within this descending wedge. Channel. This descending channel is a bullish formation, and it has been going on since about August 30th to today. So it's been a month long for this formation to take place. This is a trend reversal signal, you guys. So we need to actually break out of it first. But there are some moves to the downside that we do need to complete in order for us to complete that move to the upside, you guys. Okay, so let me just go ahead and block these moving averages and show you something. So this was the falling wedge, or the falling wedge that we were looking at, you guys, and we can actually take a trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle to the lowest point of the triangle and apply it to the breakout point, and you can see that we actually gained the price objective and relief bounced since. So this is actually following market geometry, you guys. So if I were to be able to guess based on price action, you guys, I can see a continuation onto the downside. But this green candle looks a little bullish to me. It is a 4-hour print since we're in the 4-hour channel. This looks like it can go up to possibly test this newly converted support into resistance before us continuing on to the downside and testing the 1.618 golden ratio, which also just happens to be in confluence with the support bottom of this descending channel. Please know, you guys, that we have now explored into all-time lows. It's not only just a 52-week low, but we're looking at all-time lows, you guys. So this actually puts a little bit of a limit into traders like me. But however, it is following geometrical aspects, so we do have to consider those things as well, you guys. So I can, like I said, I can potentially see a test of this. Would be a resistance now, which also is in confluence with the 0.618 at 84 cents. It could be a little bit above that or a little bit under that before a continuation onto the downside to eventually test our support bottom of 67 cents before a bounce. You guys, this would be a massive demand zone. Not that we're not in it already, you guys, but this would be a demand zone for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the SMAs within this chart, you guys. You can see that we're below every single major SMA, including the 200-day simple moving average, the 150, and the 10. Now, the EMAs we have been using as the EMA 7, which is the 7-day exponential moving average, and the 10-day simple have been used as a form of resistance and kind of a guide, if you will, to the downside, you guys. So there's only so much of downside something can take. Nothing goes down forever, you guys. So there is going to be a relief somewhere. So let's go ahead and now jump into the statistical side of this analysis, you guys. So new viewers, this is volatility that we're looking at, represented by this indicator BBWP. Volatility is direction neutral. In order for us to gain a bias in that direction, we actually pair it with an indicator like this one, stochastic momentum. This has given us an upside accuracy of 83.33% on this particular ticker based on 12 iterations. So 10 out of those 12 iterations, it did guess the direction either up or down correctly. So I know it's not perfect, but 80% on average is not bad to consider, you guys. So the back test all these metrics that you see, guys, is a back test that I perform on the asset since the beginning of the trading of the asset in order for us to gain a statistical value or a statistical variable for us to consider upside targets. So And the reason why I am biased towards the upside is because of what's happening here. Every single time that we've actually jumped into critical expansive levels in volatility, which I consider to be above this red line, which is the 90 percentile, I've taken every iteration, I've taken note of every iteration where we have started a contraction phase to the downside based on volatility in those expansive critical highs, you guys. So the iteration criteria is the duration of the iteration and the upside thrust based on the iteration, and also the times that the iteration guessed the upside versus downside correctly or incorrectly. So based on that criteria, you guys, we actually have a total of 12 iterations, and out of those 12, 0 were incorrect. This is very rare. We're getting an upside of 100% accuracy with an average upside thrust of 58.53% over the span of just over a month. So, and this is proof of work right here. Applying that 50% metric to the upside, you guys, puts us at about $2.32, you guys. And $2.32 just so happens to be the support from this area right here and resistance from these areas right here, which is definitely confluent with targets, you guys. So we definitely have to consider that. The really juiciest part of this entire analysis could be what we're looking at right here. This trend line that I drew is actually showing us that we're in some type of trend line regression rejection right over here, you guys. And also, please notice that the low that we are printed here, this indicator is very similar to an RSI. We can actually use terms like oversold and overbought. Like, for example, here we're at critical oversold area, you guys, percentile, you guys. So the only iteration in the entire trading history of AVCT was right over here, and we have actually printed a lower iteration now, so we're at historical lows. And one more thing to note is that this iteration was a potential 41 days long, and now if we're going to measure from that area, we can see that we can be in this for a while, if not already started from the point we touched here, in which case we would be at, let's see, we would potentially be at 24 out of the 41 days now. But notice that this is one iteration, you guys. We can't put too much weight on one of one. There are just a lot of things here that I would like to touch bases with you on. So based on the reversal from this all-time low, the previous all-time low, which was printed in May, the dates are down here, in May 2020, the reversal to right this area is in confluence with our trendline regression rejection, which could be an area that we can touch based on an upside move. Let's go ahead and look at the criteria, or I'm sorry, the upside thrust based on that iteration. So from here, right, you guys, we're looking at an upside thrust of 265% to the upside. Applying that 265%, please remember, guys, that it's just one iteration, right? Applying that 200% up to the upside, you guys, puts us to clear the 1.618 golden ratio. That's already very curious. And it gives us a total range of resistance of between $4.22 and about $3.80, which you can see within this price action that we have used very much. And actually, look at this candle right here, you guys, closing right at it. That one right too. This candle right there as well. This one having a closure right there as well. Sorry, the opening of the candle was right there as well. Oh my goodness, you guys. So yeah, there is a lot of things happening right now, you guys. And the reason why I think and I continue to maintain bullish on AVCT is for the simple fact that the data is suggesting a 58% to the move to the upside based on the criteria of having both the volatility component of BBWP and the moving average both below the 90 percentile critical zone, as alongside the stochastic momentum or the stochastic momentum signal and moving average both pivoted to the upside. So we need upside and downside to clear the 58% move to the upside, you guys. And the 58% move to the upside puts us right at the 0.618, which is another curious thing. It puts us right above it, so we can potentially use it as a form of support. Let's move on to the next chart, you guys. So this is the RSI timeframes in a multi-pane. So let's look at the immediate short term. 30 minutes suggesting upside. New listeners, the upper half is bullish control zone, bottom half is bearish control zone. The inner workings of either zones is the weakness percentile. The outer workings of either zones is the strength percentile. So we are reversing in the 30-minute immediate short term to the upside and primed to make a bullish cross above the moving average. Now, the buy hourly is suggesting similarly, you guys, from oversold areas. Let's go ahead and get the 8 hour. The 8 hour, if you can see, is suggesting a continuation onto the downside and now has reached oversold percentile. The daily is also suggesting a downside, guys. So the suggestion that we're getting here is in fact in accordance of what we're talking about. A relief bounce to test our newly converted support into resistance, which is alongside the EMA 7 and the NOT 618, which is definitely going to use, we can use as a form of resistance to continue on to the downside by the end of day tomorrow, you guys. So AVCT is likely to be in the red tomorrow, end of session. Another thing to notice, you guys, is that the broader markets are absolutely assisting us in the way down. This is BTC, the Bitcoin, okay, you guys? If you can take a look here, we were trading sideways. We had a little bit of a pump. We then started selling off. We sold off, and then we really capitulated, Everything in the markets is red, you guys, because BTC and, you know, the FTX platform for trading, it's facing liquidity issues, and they're asking CZ, which is the founder of Binance, they're asking him to bail them out, and this created a huge bank run for BTC, you guys. So we're facing these fearful times right now. Also, CPI data coming on the 10th, and midterm elections for the presidential formal announcement on Tuesday, the 15th. You guys, these moves are expected. They're following market geometry, but they're expected. Anyway, you guys, I think this is a good place for me to leave off the video for the second time in my life. And I wish you well, you guys. Please, I'll leave the links in the description if you want to join the trading community in Discord, ARCa. And join me on Twitter. We can discuss these analyses further, you guys. Thanks so much. I wish you a good night, and I'll catch you at the Bell Mañana. Adios.